Iya si Hapner mainnya barbar dilatih sama Tion sama Hawo tuh.
Nek coyo.
Udah nggak percaya. Si Rafael Strike agak mandul dilatih sama itu dia. Siapa namanya lupa gue.
Pak Sudar.
Kan Sudar. Saingannya Hawo dulu rebutan Fortis. Siapa yang guru itu yang guru.
Udah mendiang loh lihat ono.
Oh iya deh. Oh iya deh. Oh iya deh.
And we'll see what both of these teams opt to bring out as this is it. Do or die now, right? It's now BO1. No, nothing. You got to forget about game one. You got to forget about game two. It's all about what's ahead. Of course, Golden Boy Hero, Mimi, and Kukuka. And I mean, just this game has just been like so topsy-turvy, it feels like. But for Carmine Core, they looked overall damn good on Lotus.
Definitely a recovery from what happened on the first match. Again, on the first map, sorry. Again, we see the KC that is very good understanding what is necessary in the map, and also more specifically, understanding of how to break this composition that has so many holes. You're playing on a map that has 3 sides with no sentinel. You don't even have a Viper, right? You're playing that double duelist with double controller, but it's Omen and Astra. There was a lot of things that were lacking on that defensive side. The PRX could only surpass by doing one thing, and is being aggressive.
Yeah, I feel like that fundamentally a lot of come back to this composition. And in particular, I think that Carmine Core called a really excellent defensive side around it. They were playing these really passive style, letting PRX get onto these sites, knowing that they only have that Sky Youth, so they have nothing to stall you out. And setting up and playing these beautiful set retakes. And most of the time, honestly, PRX, they're not the most disciplined team. They're going to be fighting forward, they're going to be taking risks into you, and Carmine Core was capitalizing off of that, and then fighting back in and winning these rounds. Even the last 2 of the half, throwing in some forward aggression to spice things up. I thought this was a beautiful set of calls from Magnum, and I mean, yeah, just look at it. When you have this comp, you just don't have the util to fight back through against these really oppressive retakes. And I mean, the poor guy didn't even know he had no bullets there.
I think there's also the heat of the moment, right? He's pushing with the operator, he's pushing with his ultimate. He gets the kill and he's like, okay, I have my shorty, let me get a kill with this. Shoots onto the other gun, and it's not until the smoke is there.
To me, for me, I got pulled into the allure of PRX. These last 2 maps we've watched of them. Last night on Split, this first map as well. These guys are so good. They can run around. They can play any comp. They can kill anyone. They're the best team in the world. And then you remember that they play double duelist, no sentinel, no Viper on Lotus, and they're playing one of the best Lotus teams in the world. And it kind of brings you back down to earth a little bit, right? Because for all of the you get shot, you die, sometimes you get outcalled and you pick a comp that is outclassed by your opponent.
I would love to ask them what made them make this last moment change, right? The go in and swapping things around a little bit on this map, and actually taking it this direction. Out of all the directions that it could have gone, why this one?
Yeah, well, I mean, it seemed like the direction that they were going in was straight into the
Ascent,
to the gun, to the bullets of Narrate, honestly.
Directly into Ascent.
And directly to Ascent, but let's talk about Narrate. Young Man is going up on that stage right now and really lighting it up. He's currently top fragging in the server across both games at this current time, and that is what is expected out of this star player.
This guy's been so good. Remember the NA Tier 2 star showing up to EMEA, winning there, and honestly, he's been so good at the International as well. In map 1, playing the Raze, following up off of his teammates' Eurowalls, and here as well, I mean, just ruining Alex's day with some of these clutches.
I am loving this montage because it's just
jelek kali baju timnas Indonesia.
And keep the information deafening their opponents, and Alex just
bagus nampak di distronya Bang Agus.
The PRX were winning, and Alex was just not happy with it. He was like, no, this was not the way. But definitely something that we need to keep in mind is that, okay, that happened, it is over. It is surprising that it has been this one-sided, and I would say both maps have been this one-sided, and still the scores do not resemble it as good. But then in Ascent, I feel that we also have bigger questions for both of these teams, right? Because Casey only played it once during the kickoff, and it was a very funky composition, very much in the PRX style.
Yes.
That doesn't really suit them, right? So the question is, moving into this third map, what composition are we going to see?
Let's see it. Do they continue with the crazy comp we saw, or do they go to normalcy? No, something different. They're playing
No
a triple
Sentinel.
initiator comp. We've seen this in the past. DRX ran this comp. In Tier 2 NA, M80 nearly won Ascension playing this comp. It is a very strong composition, built off these util combos, and if you're a team not expecting it, it's honestly really hard to play against. Very aggressive, extremity reclears on defense, and very, very strong retakes.
Yeah, exactly. Look at it. The Omen, the Breach, the KO, so much utility. Even Tomasi, right? Everything to help Martin in this situation. Narrate, we know what he can do in all of this initiators, but for me, this map for them is a new frontier. As I'm saying, no Sentinel for either of these teams. Yes, PRX has that Viper.
Well, it's been a comeback already for Common Core on this second map. The squad who impressed everyone in EMEA has made it this far. Now they're in an elimination game. It's either them or PRX for that last spot in the final, in the playoffs.
Darn right, Mimi. It's do or die. Let's see how the chips fall here and who's going to be sent home. Let's send it back over to Hypoc and Pansy for the call.
Oh, udah semestinya main flip.
Yeah, the
Main
final
flip
map
udah semestinya.
of the series coming up between these two. Only one can carry on forward, of course, it being the final time map and match itself, which feels ridiculous that we could be losing one of these two. Such high hopes for Carmine Core coming into this, and PRX almost just a legacy team.
Yeah,
at this point.
the seasoned veterans really of this matchup here. Carmine Core definitely looking for their first big international scalp to really claim. And what an accolade it will be
Oh yeah.
to come out on top in an elimination game. PRX starting off slow here, the Prowler will identify presence here. Again, really eyes on Magnum to be that mid-round swing for KC in this composition.
And
Yeah, the
look
fault
at that
line's
pitch.
perfect.
But still, they get damage done, to be fair, but it feels like they were able to at least keep some alive. That looked almost like a death wish going through. Sight looking at least able to have a plant towards it, but the pop flash through the smoke was so good. Lovely work from Narrate there. There's just one left alive. Paint Shell could be good, actually. Gonna leave him scrambling. Yeah, there's opportunity. But the one player who's not affected is really Shin. All eyes. Oh, perfect. Come on, you've got to get a... Oh! Show me something! Oh! I believe for a moment there with the HP being
Kalah,
lower,
Cok.
a chance beckoned.
PRX, Cok.
Wasn't to
Makasih,
be.
Cok.
Carmine Core gonna get the first here.
Udah main.
Problem is, with this composition, KC have so many opportunities to re-engage, to
Berapa
catch
skornya?
the timing, catch PRX
1-0.
off guard. In round one, definitely already an indication of that. PRX got to have their wits about them. Like you said, in that chaos, able to get a trade back, but so there's just a ton of utility to work with here. Might be a little bit of an exchange here towards A main. It's orb retrieved here. Monnier. He's back on the raise again, and questions about just how turbulent some of these composition changes are.
It must be brutal as a player to be kind of, you know, almost getting whiplash from this sort of back and forth roll-wise.
Bro, Mas.
Again,
1-16.
Monnier map 1 was exceptional. Really
Yeah.
highlight credit to his capability, but map
Sekarang?
2, I mean,
1-6, 1-5.
wasn't exactly the headline star, but they've actually got themselves a site here.
Look where Monnier's got himself into as well. Tucked into market.
Still waiting.
Tomasi, good timing on the reveal here. Gonna have his hands full. Gotta be
Yolah,
careful.
PRX,
Yeah.
Yolah, PRX.
Did he hear anything as he considered it? Yeah,
Aduh.
he's very aware. No naughtiness here.
Spike planted.
Now, all of the PRX players are going to be locked on that site.
Here.
Any kit, one paranoia. Oh,
Martin pakai Sage.
no uncertainty about that. Forsaken falls.
Martin
Very difficult.
Sage.
They can't really springboard off the
Mana
back of that
dapat
utility
Sage?
either.
Jet.
Outgunned, overwhelmed.
Aduh, rata wah.
Defuse on the board.
Kalah kayaknya nih, udah kena mentalnya PRX.
And tough for Monnier, really gets himself into a very dangerous position here, but weaponry and well played by Tomasi to back up, concede once again, which has been the approach time and time again for Carmine Core. Allow this PRX play style to really fizzle out.
One enemy remaining.
Looking clinical on the retake. I'll throw some weapons in the mix now. Rifles for PRX. See what they can get done. Proactivity potentially here from KC. Confirmation on the other side now. Martin. Oh, Tomazi unchecked though.
To consider it, surely, right? I feel like they're not going to continue on that pathing, but a little bit of a glance there from Martin. Not going to see anything, so kind of freeze him up in position, right? Store comes in towards short. Shin going to hear enough that he notes there's more than one player here. Owl is not finding some of the players in the corner, but it doesn't matter. Top middle is the end goal, and Martin's waiting. They actually outdo him there. A nice opportunity, but it closes, and Shin just going to try and play forward. Paranoia landed, but
still nearly wins it.
yeah, thought he had that one. Not the case. PRX. 5 standing, couple of them lower, but it's going to be Tomasi the first to draw blood. Something on the trade out, and now Narrate sweeps his way through middle.
Bagus sob.
2 of 2 free Magnum. If he can win out here, but traded.
Narate
Forsaken.
tinggalan cok, narate
Now Narrate
bagus
finds
pula
himself in a 1v2. Forsaken tagged up something at 72 HP as well.
nih. Waduh, narate full
Narrate's been good. He's been very good, and Forsaken
narate
has
full
to
cok.
respect
Good of
that.
respect being shown, yeah.
No one's on stairs or close by. Considers main now, considers lane. He's going through all those options. Just a flash to try and get him on the cross there, but Forsaken, I think, was unaffected
Mati
by
dia
it.
tuh sama
He
Forsaken.
just sits fine,
Persekan.
plays patient, and you're right, it was respect being shown there and knowing who you're up against.
Only 2 rifles maintained through this. But Monye, great progress towards the showstopper here.
Tembus tembok ya.
KC in a position really with, I guess, some of this utility invested towards short. They know it's a fake. KC know that this is the plan all along.
Let's go boy.
Let's go, boy.
Martin looking to potentially get a little aggressive towards mid.
Tomasi. Time to run, and he's quite alone here. Oh, the
Nice,
backup!
monyet.
Perfect
What
timing
the
from Martin, holding them at the door.
Kena monyet,
This is nice from him.
bangke sama Martin.
Starting to heat up throughout this series, starting to find his footing. These international events looking much better now. Tomasi gets to play back in once that pressure got taken away. 3
berat,
in this
berat,
round.
berat.
Wants a 4th, gets a 4th.
Rapi kali mainnya,
Flawless
cok.
for Carmine Core in map 3.
Rapi kali mainnya.
So Magnum really the power player in this composition. Going to apply so much supportive utility to both
Berat, cok,
sides
berat.
in this position towards Fountain, towards Spawn. And another example already. Martin just
Martin jago.
really coming into his own now.
Jago
How
Martin.
did you see that last
Yeah, I
one?
don't know. Yeah, you are.
Sampai geser kursinya.
Almost fell off the stage. Don't worry.
So many 4K
Sampai
moments.
geser kursinya.
This game's gonna be fine.
Who was it that fell off?
Marah-marah lah
Yeah,
like-nya.
it was Magnum
Aduh.
that fell off his chair.
Time
It
out.
was actually, wasn't it? Yeah.
Probably would be, I feel.
Depan-depanan ya kursinya yang nggak kayak PB.
That was Bayer shouting yes.
That's what the analyst desk is there for. That sort of information coming in hot. Appreciate you.
Cantik nih.
I was trying to read that sign, didn't make it.
Lumayan lah.
But there has
Putih
been
tuh.
fun out. PRX feeling as though
Forever go
they don't
Kitty.
have a grip on this one, and I've got to say, in my mind,
The
I
monyet,
A
really
recurring
Aduh,
trend,
monyet.
honestly, of
Yes.
early timeouts.
Yes.
They're almost hitting
Kenapa
the
nggak
panic
pakai
button,
omen
playing
nyet?
wanting things to spiral out of control.
But also, in my mind, this wasn't a map that I'd really seen
Aduh.
Carmine Core lean on throughout regular season.
No, I mean, EMEA, what was it? It was a hard-fought overtime versus Vitality with a different composition.
Kenapa
Yes.
res lagi nyet? Aduh.
So
But
it's
definitely not something you look at as a comfort pick, but potentially if this is the composition that,
Udahlah.
I mean, it has a lot of potential.
a nasty little comp.
Seeing the breach toyed with elsewhere.
Right there.
I mean, 4 rounds have passed,
Right
Magnum
there.
at 6 assists. You can already see in some of these situations just how much value that pick can have.
I want to see if they start getting a little bit more creative here. Got to be careful in this sort of round, though. Narrate's really sticking to this fight. Didn't want to back away, but has to be cautious. The sheriffs are out, and that rifle would have been a prized possession to bring into the clutches, but slow work in middle and a pop flash to follow. That's what I like to see. Just that tempered aggression every now and then thrown in. A dash of it. Controls mid and Narrate feeling this, confident now, willing to fight and willing to win. 2 big picks.
Udahlah.
Even Mind Freak and Forsaken really in a position to make much of this. Losing 1 in mid and 2 by A main doesn't give you a great deal of forward play here. Magnum
One enemy
got it
remaining.
too. Shin in the end to actually claim it. He's all assists.
Udah lah, Cok.
Mind Freak, a 1v5 with a Bulldog. Looking like it might be another flawless.
Flawless
And it
terus.
is. Speaking of
Flawless
recurring
terus,
trends,
flawless terus,
flawless so
flawless
far
terus.
by KC. Barring that one blip in round 3.
Kalah nih,
Feeling
Jul.
very, very comfortable for them. Ultimate's coming online now for PRX.
Balik PRX.
Forsaken Monye and something.
Yuk lah,
Buy
yuk
one
lah
off TP
momennya.
as
Kayak
well,
semalam
but-
yuk momennya, yuk. Kayak semalam momennya.
I mean, the other side, I think Carmine as well. Blade Storm, the null command, something to really shut down a fast execute. Obviously, Monye's showstopper a concern in that regard as well, if Nray is in range.
And willingness to challenge here. Martin unafraid. Take a little bit of a fight. He does have, of course, Magnum there with him, but it's not just one side of the map, it's both. This is dangerous. And now, Monye's got to know there's something over here. What the hell was that? The Paranoia's going to go. Was one of the players ahead of it. I'm waiting to see. Oh my god!
Nice, Monyet.
What is
Monyet.
going on, Monye?
Berak.
Flies
Aku
through
berak.
there.
Aku berak dulu ya. Aku berak dulu ya. Nanti,
The
oh nanti.
side stairs.
Monyet,
I
Cok.
can't believe
Ih,
it.
monyet.
Bang.
Guy
Es,
is
es
just
monyet.
Bangki.
unreal.
Bangki aku berak dulu nanti info. Udah jalan nih.
In response,
Apa?
the null command
Berak
actually
dulu
gets
nanti
popped
info.
there. I'm not sure of
Ih,
the exact timing. The
wih,
showstopper went off,
monyet.
right? Did he get an
Plus.
extra boost in midair from the showstopper being shot down?
Baby, show me this again.
Hampir es monyet, Cok.
He did, yeah, he got an extra boost off it. That is wild.
That,
Almost like a second satchel.
yeah. That laugh is terrifying. That scared me to my core. What a way to nullify that confidence, put him back. Potentially a good position to work forward. Martin just got caught at the end of that. That's going to remove his ability to find impact and maybe paint a little picture of the adjustment he was going for on shore.
Something gak ini, Cok.
Something will be rewarded here. And these
Gak
reclearances,
perform something.
Remain started around 30 seconds in here. Like you said, KC happy
Gak kayak
to post
semalam
up for these
something
fights. Tomazi
performnya.
lucky to get away.
Aduh.
Something creeping closer and closer. PRX almost attempted to take both sides here. Magnum will finally fall.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Some more space cleared through here for PRX. And information garnered on the back of that as well.
Bagus. Something.
Oh god, do it
Wih,
again!
laga
Do it
ini,
again!
Cok. Laga
Oh,
operator.
something falls away. They've opened up a bit of space here. 3v3. Mind Freak needs to fill that void, and he does it well. What can these players do, though? Shin down low.
Last
Takes it.
player standing.
Okay, that probably wasn't the plan, but Tomasi just going to follow suit, falls, and PRX keeping 3 alive. And just springboarding off the back of that flawless round.
They've beautifully done an opportunity to fight their way back in. I think maybe Shin thinking that Tomazi had cut enough audio that he could get away with such a TP. Oh, that's where the first comes onto Magnum.
Oh, see that jumping shot. Yeah, that's lovely.
Came straight out of 2021, that peak. Wrong agent,
Enemy remaining.
but something still making it work.
What is up?
Carmine Core pumping the brakes right back in. Eng feeling it's time to slow things down a little, have a chat, check back in. And again, if you watch the regular season so far, at least kickoff, you would know that if there's a call coming that he didn't like from Magnum potentially, or they made a choice before, they didn't quite like the direction they were leaning in, he'd happily try and chime in and offer his opinion instead. And Eng is one of those respected, but it does seem as though it's mostly the players having a chat.
Yuk,
Eng's
dapat momen,
very
yuk, biar
quiet in
dapat
this.
ini aku. Konten.
Yeah,
Yuk,
mostly
yuk,
coming
PRX,
out
yuk.
from Magnum
Yeah,
there.
Magnum leading the discussion. And
Gila
awareness
sih
shown
tadi.
here from PRX, the way something's creeping
Gila,
up mid here
guys.
to try and
Tadi
isolate
si
Magnum all the way in spawn. See,
Something.
they're trying to
laga
rectify
OP,
the
Cok.
issue.
Sama si
I guess
Martin.
negate some of that mid-round
Oh.
power that they have with this composition.
Well, you noted those 6
Penasaran nih
assists
guys, lagu
earlier.
OP
He
lagi
hasn't had
George.
one since.
OP
So
versus
he's
OP,
losing a
Martin
little bit of that
something
efficiency in these rounds in comparison to the start, where he felt almost omnipresent, right? Like everywhere he went, he was finding value. So interesting to see that dynamic shift there.
New approaches for PRX again. Spike not committed, so makes me feel as if it's going to be a slow approach here. Try and put this operator into the mix. Oh, well, say that. Monye's all the way up short now. Boombot will go in, but won't spot Narrate, but a wide swing will. Narrate caught completely off guard by this aggression.
Dia mengeluarkan mobil-mobilan
And
untuk
Tomasi,
mengalihkan
I just
fokusnya.
invested
Oh,
that, so you're going to be
something.
off with the timing a little, maybe feeling a false sense of security as PRX are just around that corner. Something clearing as he goes. Worried about CT, but it's Tomasi close by. That Prowler is very indicative of presence. He knows they're on the way. Bail out. Martin going to find the mid presence. Monye
Martin
falls.
dapat.
Tomasi
Aduh.
didn't get that timing
Wih,
right.
was.
Divide already over towards lane. And the
Sorry,
site
guys.
will be waving. PRX's banner.
Bagus,
The
bagus,
plant's
something.
going to come in uncontested here.
Spike.
Still got somebody disconnected as well. A couple more players, something. The operator posting up here, who wins out. It's Martin to find another
Kena
pick.
gantian.
Yeah, this guy's on it. Gonna lean on in, he needs help. Oh, I thought he had that. I thought he might have had it. Forsaken's trying to hit up though in a 1v1. Forsaken up against Magnum. Forsaken's read him. He's ahead of it. Oh, he's just done him in. Forsaken gonna bring that scoreline right back up. Carmine Core thought they had maybe this wrap,
Satu-satu
this
ya.
map on wrap, but it's
Martin
absolutely not the case.
versus something.
3 in a
OP.
row now. Hard to handle the aggression from Monye coming out. The rest of the team starting to heat up. We're seeing PRX find their footing.
Couple of crucial kills from Martin here. Winning out on that operator 1v1. Says he's completely caught off guard by Mindfreak's
Gila,
position, I
cepat kali
believe.
gantinya, Cok. Kok dari OP ke
Nonetheless, KC doing
Mana?
everything right on the way back into that retake.
And it's no difference. Rinse, repeat.
Nice.
This time, Martin reads.
Monyet.
Starting to calibrate what's
Ngapain,
going on in
Monyet?
these rounds. Starting to assess what they're up against.
Bagus sih,
But it's
tapi
not just one attempt,
timingnya
it's
nggak
2,
pas tadi
potentially
Monyet.
3 more presents on short. Martin, has he got more? Not this time. Shin now left wondering, do I swing it, do I wait? But the Prowler goes past,
Nice.
but Device still checks. Just such good heads-up work. Narrate can only do so much. And even against numbers, Mike, they break through on short again.
I don't know if something thinks he picked up the spike here, but
He hasn't.
well, no,
All good.
the TP comes through regardless.
Oke.
Mindfreak will find the killing blow. PRX their 5th.
Let's go PRX.
See,
Let's
putting
go,
Martin
PRX.
into that position to try and
Let's
take this
go,
engagement,
PRX.
trying to counterbalance that early round aggression, but PRX able to follow through. Curious what sort of adjustment we'll see from KC, whether or not they start following through with some of this utility at the start of the round, denying some of this space, because KC have been relying on some sort of indicator. Relying on PRX to show presence first and trying to play very reactive based on Magnum's utility.
This looks good. Yeah,
Nice.
Monet just sweeps past Narrate. The side's theirs. Lots more present on towards short, though that could prove a problem on the cross with the spike potentially. But yeah, door's going to be shut, so there's going to be that safety net put into place. Plant's now down. And already in a 5v4, this is difficult to play back into.
Well, Martin's found an opener. No, he's found a second. Divide will fall. Numbers advantage now.
Absorbing all issues from that. What are you up to? Something! What do you think you're doing?
Martin.
And Shin is there, converting on towards Mindfreak. Where is this final player? Forsaken. They flood him. Carmine Core should never have had that round.
It looked wraps, but Martin with a sheriff
Thrifty.
Martin
picks apart
serifnya.
PRX, converts a MasterCard Thrifty, and ties things up 5 apiece.
And it felt almost frenzied from something to jump back into that.
I mean, he was back on another one of those jump peaks. Again, Mindfreak in a
Gila,
position that's not
Martin
considered,
serifnya.
but strength in numbers here for KC on the back of Martin's heroics.
And Martin was one of the missing pieces of the KC puzzle in some of their weaker games. If he had an off game that wasn't quite feeling the same, but he's starting to spark a little here. But again, that was a round in a drought. Shin's got to evacuate. Early utility going to force that open engagement. And Martin waiting, this guy's been on it. Does he get another chance here? He can't stick around too long, does have to finally relinquish. And, well, that was an attempt from Monye, but there's too much presence there.
Hang on, the ping comes through onto Shin. A ton of reveals going through, but it's actually narrated to find the spam. The null command's popped as well.
This is just
Spike's
such
not down
a
yet.
bloody battle, both sides just taking chunks out of each other. It's only Mind Freak left alive, and you're right, there was no plant. He doesn't even have the time on his side. He's looking for a fair fight, and he's not going to get too many of them. That opportunity probably just slipping away with Magnum now getting support, and Martin just puts the cherry on the cake. KC back in the lead now.
Round before the switch.
As well, Mind Freak's got the pit there. Nobody from PRX able to get the plant down, and obviously once that pit comes through, it's that blanket of security. KC able to get ahead of the curve here. Again, the doors removed so quickly that, was it 3 players huddled onto switch here?
Sering dapat bagus di momen, tapi kadang salah momen cok. Masuk. Tuh kan, Alec marah kan.
Clawed their way back in here, and a chance to actually flip this on its head, get themselves a 7-5 half. Weaponry available for PRX. Do have the pit as mentioned, but no other tools.
What a close affair, but Martin could get his opportunity to shine again. Playing towards middle here.
Here.
I think, noting presence. There is late pressure towards A main potentially as well. This is hard to read, hard to gamble on. But does Martin get his play in? Doesn't look like it just yet. It might be DONASI. Again, how do you read this? You've noted a lot now towards that B side of the map.
Sorry, DONASI committed towards this anchor once again on B. Happy to throw him up for the slaughter, and timing this time. Not sure if the rotation will come through. Still KC sticking to a 3-man hold on A site. I mean, DONASI just needs to, one and done really is enough for him.
Yeah.
In this situation.
He can get the help from the TP, right? That's not too surprising.
30 seconds left.
But can he get any help on the cross? They're backing. Look at the spike. Look where the spike's going.
Not a lot of time for this.
No,
I mean, they have players on site, so they know that the plant's not coming on B. If somebody can get across the A site and deny,
they're going
they can come off on short.
Yeah, Magnum, this is it, that stall.
That is
this could
huge.
be everything, Magnum! That's everything they needed! What a moment for Magnum! Carmine Core keeping this in their favor.
Pening bola cok.
Absolutely ridiculous. And because nothing else has really gone on in this round, Magnum has everything to close the door on short. PRX getting lost in the clock here. I thought KC were potentially going to be behind this. But it's absolutely beautiful.
That's dreamy for Magnum there, isn't it? So they keep the lead on the half. 7-5. It's a close affair. It's what we wanted for map 3 between these two. We'll be back in just a second.
Hello guys, I'm Aaron, known as Mind Freak in game, and I play for Team PRX. Yeah, so basically, I think Monyet took it personally, or maybe like this is the first time he get like talk in front of his face, that kind of stuff. Maybe like he took it personally. So basically, every time we won a round in split on the third map, and he's like screaming or whatever stuff, I say like calm down, you know, because like the match haven't ended yet, so yeah. I mean, it's part of the game. I mean, he tried his best to take us down, but personally, I don't really bother at all, because I was just like smiling at him.
Around players, plenty of them, ready for the targets here. Heads could pop and heads could come clean off. Still watching, and damage low enough. One shot in the chamber, Monye sends it!
The bottom line was, we're just not informed like last year. We had this conversation like yesterday or 2 days ago. That's why our split today was a little bit better, because we changed the comp for second play race. Monyet said that he doesn't comfortable playing race in split. So yeah, I think we definitely improved like a bit, because now I think everyone playing their comfortable role. And I feel like it's a good match because maybe people trying to underestimate us, but in the end of the day we take the W.
This is the final map I was hoping for, Mike. I want a game from both of these where we see the best of their capability, seeing Carmine Core picking up afterwards. A little bit of an issue there, tipping the scales right back in their hands, but PRX still feisty, still fired up. This is an elimination game. Only one of these two teams will carry on forward. So everything has to come out in this half. This is the final half of play, unless we get OT.
See how KC look to apply his composition in the second half here. Martin is revealed here. Well, maybe a little bit of a miscommunication. I don't think anybody else was spotted. Only him marked. So we're going to force a rotation early on. We'll draw out a smoke on A main. Still just Monnier looking to shoulder that. A bit of a standoff here. The 60-second marker approaches. KC drift towards what looks like a B site execute here for the pistol.
High flash for the front part of site. C's did come in, didn't connect. Right then going to try and reveal who's towards the back of the site itself, and he's going to get one, so they don't quite know about who is it. It's Forsaken. Yeah, that's a surprise. They didn't get the information on. Great trade for Narrate, but Mindfreak now takes that time to play out. Really playing with the push and pull of the round, and the cross now isn't safe. The support's here. Martin trying to clear back in, spike back in hand, but 25 seconds, where are you going to go?
I mean, this is exactly the same amount of time that was left on the clock for PRX to make the same rotation in the last round of the first half. Martin tagged up down to 51, Shin at 74, but they might just get the plant ahead of Mindfreak here.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, they're going to get the plant down. Mindfreak close, but not close enough. 40 HP,
Spike planted.
but he's here. He's going to spot one.
Spotted.
And now has to peel away for a second. I think right choice to wait for something to get close enough by to maybe work on some of the picks they get potentially. I think that door got shut. What do they do about it now? Spamming out towards CT. You can hear the door going down. Shin turns his attention, spots him. Sharp, clean work. Carmine Core starting off the second half here with a bang.
Getting enough damage done to make something, and Mindfreak's chances of closing this out, I guess flipping this back in their favor, a little too difficult. Carmine Core very cautious of PRX starting off the second half explosively.
One enemy remaining.
Always got to be the consideration for them. Win this one out in the end. We'll switch up here just to Mazzy towards B. Information gather towards mid and outside B main, but nothing confirmed just yet. Draw of A site wide open though. Just divide over towards short. We tuck behind the smoke now.
Info. Berapa?
85.
But a late plant has allowed for
Tadi
rotation
mana
to come
dapat
in.
kali ludahan lo. Semuanya tadi.
Down now.
Aduh.
PRX make anything of this. The two sheriffs I'm keeping my eyes on with Mindfreak and Divide. They're going to get themselves into that smoke. They've at least crossed that first threshold, and attack the spike reveals the position. No chance to really close down on the two players in hell, so Divide, the only one to draw blood. Mindfreak now, last one to try and pull something across the line, but not getting much play. Yeah, this is looking done for. Yeah, cool. Carmine Core, convert the second.
Into the third round as well. Decent inventory. Couple of rifles on the board. Martin going to be the one to lead the charge here. Threw away from the Blade Storm as well, so good early progress. PRX need to answer back.
Udah kalah nih PRX.
Need an early response from them. KC already knocking on the door of double digits.
Ente PRX, ente. Kalah
It might be exactly the same
udah
setup
kalah
here.
dia.
Now, do PRX look to explore outside B main? I mean, with the Odin, you'd imagine not in the hands of Forsaken. A three-man stack towards A site behind this Viper wall. But Mindfreak suppressed actually. Martin looking to close the gap as well.
Well, that's still uncomfortable there. Yeah, just about kind of evading detection on the other side of it. But Monnier going to be feeling that scrutiny on the side, though. Playing behind Dice, he's got to be careful that they couldn't creep up towards Gen, but...
Look at this, though. KC getting very aggressive towards short here.
On the other side, though, that flash looking very good there. There's the retake towards short. Monnier turns attention and keeps his life. Mindfreak keeping him safe. And PRX really dealing with that very unorthodox pressure very well.
Yeah, felt very comfortable for PRX to back up here. KC making the right noise, getting aggressive towards short, pushing all the way through tree, but unable to convert that. I think it's a crucial kill here from Monnier. Yeah, Shin TP in the open. Sure if we thought he was going to get across the wine there, but...
Nice, boys, let's go, boys. We are back, one back.
Little bit of a slip up.
It's a good opportunity, though, and if you PRX, you'll take it with both hands. A lot of the early round, gotta say, Carmine have been having their way, really, though. There hasn't been much play back in now. Starting to see maybe at least a test towards A main, but that's it. And just jump spotting towards middle. Be something. It does look like that 3-2 split again towards this A site. Difference being you've got divide towards wine. You're going to have a little bit of an adjusted setup here, but the close down going to try and come in. Martin gets dealt with. Quelled and slowed down, and Monnier not really backing away either. Still keeping them both in their place. And Mindfreak just demolishing them on short. The sport's here. They're down to 2 and they know where both of them are.
The Magnum and Shin left to try and recover this now. Ton of damage done. Still 4 standing for PRX. And Magnum's going to try and find something elsewhere on the map, but
he actually might
just find something. Yeah, he's already made his way across towards B. Shin spotted here with a jump peek as well. PRX looking very, very well coordinated here in the second half, Lauren.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Nice. He found him. Oh, in the way he wanted, I'm sure, but Shin now forced to save. There's no good outcome for him in that scenario. Yeah, this is looking different now. PRX starting to get a little bit more of a read, it feels like, a little bit more comfort here. So his first couple of rounds, it was rather uncomfortable viewing. PRX closing the gap here. Shin.
10 seconds left.
Ngapain maju?
Keeping the rifle in hand. 5 more seconds. He'll get out with what he came in with. 7. Oh dear. Oh dear, don't go that side. Something's there, Shin. Keeps it, but that was getting a little scary as well.
Yeah.
9-7, Mike. We've had 2 now consecutive rounds. That has forced Carmine Core into a timeout.
I think PRX will have the upper hand in terms of these first ultimates coming online as well, but another example of a very comfortable hold on A side here, particularly towards short, where the focal point seems to be for Carmine Core. There's Monnier on the other side of this as well to counterbalance that, shutting down A main. Happy to stand his ground and
against
fight.
2.
Yeah. They just can't dislodge him.
No. And the way he was able to offset the timing with that was just fantastic. Allowed them all to clear back through short, give them that full focus once they swept back through. It's what you'd be after. Now this time you can see Eng being far more involved. Last round it was Magnum being far more vocal. This time Eng is getting involved here, which again, if you're maybe not watching MEA, original coach of Gambit, you know, he's coming with a big CV here. He's got some big names behind him. Very highly revered in his job, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with as the next question mark for Carmine Core to try and work.
Snapdragon.
Adjustment
here instead, saying to take charge of the timeout. Blade Storm burnt up, not necessarily a massive issue. Fun's still there to support some weaponry for Carmine Core.
Atau nggak pakai Intel Pentium
Monnier and Mindfreak building up towards their ultimate. Something to, like I said, the advantage in that regard.
Right there.
Switch up this time. Gonna see, I mean, maybe not particularly a switch up. Something does generally play towards middle, but at the very start, still trying to support Forsaken here. Early utility, that's a problem. Martin just about gets in front of it and tries to keep his head down, not to be connected on. And that's a lot of information, and that's, again, no damage. Ooh, what? He just slingshot over it? This is ridiculous. Something's still alive, but he's nervous. You know why? He's just seen a whole lot of players coming towards his site. Has his ult, has Monnier, and he's just popped his ult as well.
Spike's down on lane.
Oh god, that's a problem. Devi's gonna at least isolate that final man from Massey. They have no idea where he is. Hello? Turn around! Tomasi doesn't need to overcook this. He gets out of the way of the paint shell. And now a fair 1v1.
He's got his reveal back as well.
This is everything. You can see Monnier tries to evade it, tries to keep undetected. Tomasi so close to the corner. Monnier's got him. PRX, take another step closer.
Nanti pas pasca pastornya kita culik, diganti sama Habib Jakfar.
And it's perfect timing here. Monnier, 2 ridiculous kills to stop this pressure flooding all the way down lane towards site, bailing something out. PRX bring it within 1
Pas
now.
Natal, daun itunya kita ambil ganti daun pisang.
With that investment in the previous, you got to say the advantage now lies with them in terms of the ultimates. Something on an operator noted very early on in the round. Tomasi commanding a lot of this space over towards B. I guess with the operator showing its hand early on, they feel like maybe something's rotated elsewhere.
Yuk, bisa yuk, PRX.
KC will stack up outside B's site. We'll show to the Prowler. Well, the C's actually landed there.
Yeah, that's really lucky timing to slow this down. And the follow-up, especially on the rate of all players, is so fortunate. Something going to smoke or get smoked off on the cross. And look at the dive through, it's Forsaken! The immovable object! Something dips his toes in, catches Magnum, but now the counter-strike back. They start flooding back, winning these fights. PRX, that flash, they've got to try and make the most of it. That was so good to Massey. Invest in the ult with the flank. Look at Monnier. Getting a step or two closer, but the eyes have turned to Massey. The penny dropped, the plant's in, but does he consider it? There's the swing. Oh, it's exceptional from Tomasi. And something will be surely forced to save here.
Wow.
Surely.
He's going back in for this. Feeling confident, down to 500 credits, not an awful lot left in the bank. Not revealed up. We're going to try and find the kill onto Tomasi. No, thinks better of it now. What a ridiculous opener from Forsaken though. And even with all of that success, still KC steady the ship.
Berat dan double digit orang itu.
Find themselves double digits here on map 3.
Double
I've got to see that again from Forsaken's POV.
Yeah. I want to see the whole round again. Just it felt so.
The C's lands it, it completely takes the punch out of this execution. He then shuts down the rate.
Who had his ult, by the way, going at that point. Here we go. Oh, counter ult comes out, and he read it. He was so ready for it.
So ready.
That's wild.
It's one of those random shorty purchases that you're just like, wow.
Maybe. Oh, Tomasi had a round 2.
Yeah.
That kind of pressure he brought over towards market, taking that space away, making them so uncomfortable for the retake. So valuable there. That's unlocked 10 on the board for Casey. Double digits is huge. PRX got to start firing up here. This is tournament life. This is everything. And that's what they needed. Monnier gives them 2. Backs away. That's Martin. That's Narrate gone again. That's with a stinger. They get the sight, but
we talked about him being completely unfazed previously. Tomasi though, turned this back on his head.
Vengeance served, but still tipped again in the favor of PRX with that kill from Something coming out. Plant is ticking though. Something's going to get a rifle as well. That's in play.
Right there.
They got to start moving here. Magnum turns his attention. That could be an issue. That could be an opening. Forsaken didn't note it. Oh, Magnum! Is this your moment to shine?
Got his stun.
Mind Freak only has a classic. Can he evade the stun? Mind Freak gets the upgrade, gets the rifle, and now they get this extended 1v1. One side now locked off. It's not what he wanted there, but Magnum now feeling the pressure. He's closing him down. Ringer, Rosie. Magnum playing with it. Oh, it's perfect. Magnum getting Casey up to 11. Oh, leading in game by example here.
absolutely ice cold from Magnum. Played to perfection. Mindfreak a little bit of a fumble on the snake bite, but nonetheless. And all of these rounds just seem to start with big wins for PRX. Big wins.
Forsaken in the last round. You had Monyet this round. How much more can they do? They're giving you 2 at the very start. It's showing that depth of KC.
Give me one. Let's go.
They're getting pumped up. They might have PRX on the ropes here, but let's find out. Still a good purchase to play with this time around for PRX. They've got to make this count. The pressure is quick. Narrate off to a good start, but there it is. Forsaken again on the bailout. He'll get you 2 if he can, but Martin answers back. Look at what remains now.
Look at
Mindfreak on beat, and you're right. Monier's up in spawn. What a switch around of positions.
KC slow things down now. They've equalized the head count. Desperate to find another piece of information, another scrap sent out by PRX. And they're waiting for PRX to walk around the map.
They're waiting for that reaggress that Devi, I mean, he's not actively doing it. He's kind of repositioned towards B because they're putting a lot of faith in Monier's position. Obviously, short is open, but that's something you'll have to respond to.
I think Tomazi was just calling.
Oh, Devi! 1-for-1 trade. There's still a player on B.
No
Again,
way. No
there's
way
no way they
Magnum
read that.
catches top. No way he catches top mid here. Yeah.
Yeah, not a chance in hell, Monier. Mindfreak, and another 2K coming out from Forsaken. Gonna keep PRX in touching distance. KC aren't out of the woods just yet. Look at that run of rounds. 3 on the trot, the break back through from KC, and an instant correction. How's the money looking for Carmine Core?
Well, look too pretty. I mean, 2 away from the Blade Storm, so an opportunity potentially, but... the tension's rising here on map 3. Only SMGs to work with here for Carmine Core. If you Monye, definitely an opportunity
Great
for something.
start.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shut down Martin off the rip. No chance of converting that Stinger into the Blade Storm this round now.
Big opportunity for PRX here. Get a clean round, keep the weapons up, start taking back that momentum. This is huge. Cross should be catched. Yeah, perfect. Devi! Oh, and the adjust really nice. No threats this time. Narrate, you got 1. But with 18 HP and a Stinger and no upgrade close to touch, I think he knows this one is not going to be the round to make the impact in.
The pings on the minimap already. Oh,
That's
something's going to hear it now.
Lovely.
All right, looking for the round the world. Try and find a cheeky kill, maybe an upgrade elsewhere, but
this is game back on, Mike.
yeah.
This is 10. They've got ults coming online. They've got rifles coming out. They've got Carmine Core back just under the heel, but this close by.
PRX, I guess, off the start of this round. An advantage here in terms of the ultimates. Look at the right side of the scoreboard here. Yes, Carmine Core on the brink.
This is such a key round.
It looks like the pit might actually lock down A.
Ini kalau aku yang main, Jul. Aku yang main, Jul.
Yeah, Core's Carmine Core.
Dikepla ya Malek.
Enggak. Dredeg tanganku,
Let's
sumpah.
reconsider plan
Dredeg
A
tanganku.
in this round.
Tanganku dredeg, sumpah. Ini aja nonton dredeg
See
kan
something
aku.
counterbalance this with the
Kanan lagi
operator on
main,
shore.
keringat dingin aku nih tuh. Kanan lagi main ya kan. Udah keringat dingin aku, Jol.
But Monye just walked middle. What? That was a really bold play to bring out there.
Lagi, aduh.
Maybe he felt he had that support from short, but didn't get what he wanted, and that puts a problem towards B.
Yeah, Forsaken's going to have his hands full here.
He has been good for 2.
Something's got the cross.
Don't
He's
turn
giving it
away.
up.
Don't turn away. Go back to business. There it is. Finds Tomasi. That's got to be so revealing. Oh my god. Oh, another one. Something. Perfect. Ult now triggered. And he actually
doesn't get
evades
stunned.
Magnum. That's massive. Forsaken. Teed up and knocks them down. It's everything you would have wanted for them. And now Martin being hunted down. How much resilience can one man have? Not enough. Something reading it well. Checking back on that cross. And it all falling into place.
I can't believe they've tied this up. 11 apiece now.
In the 11th hour they do it.
And Carmine Core rocked in terms of the finances as well. Such fine margins here. Something giving up the cross, coming back to it, catching Shin on the second peak. Forsaken delivering time and time again as this B-side anchor.
Something per second. Ayo, yuk.
Back down to SMGs, a Blade Storm to work with this time around. PRX don't look like they're letting their foot off the gas at all in terms of aggression. A four-man
Yuk,
probe
monyet,
outside
monyet ada ulti.
A here to get the orb.
Ada ulti monyet, ada ulti monyet.
But it is an adjustment, right? They're not playing actively on the side. That is the only adjustment we're seeing here. They're allowing this space, maybe having enough faith in this ult. And these players, oh, it's so good! The timing on that! Obscene!
As soon as Narrate popped the ult as well.
Every time he pops his ult, it's just cursed, but Martin gonna get one back. Smokes off, maybe give them a chance on the res here too. This buys time, and it's critical. And now, PRX don't have that next springboard. How do they get to the site? This was with Stingers, Spectres, Sheriffs, and an ult. Where is that next layer? Here it is, here it comes. Martin gonna be noted, he is in danger. Can he somehow weather the storm? No. Forsaken puts him away. Now, 4 on the site, something on the clear. Mindfreak joins in, PRX!
Okay,
Starting to sweep
PRX.
the site. Down to Magnum, down to Shin. Mindfreak again, that's his side, but Shin can't
Nice,
do enough.
PRX.
PRX
12-11, satu lagi PRX.
Gonna put themselves up to 12. This game is ridiculous. Almost giving KC a glimmer of what that 12th round would have looked like.
They had
Taking it away.
A taste, just a whiff of finding themselves on series point here, but it's PRX to snatch away the hopes and dreams. What was that adjustment from something there?
Oh, here we go.
Starting to get fired up.
More of that.
PRX.
But they're not done yet. There's a buy still here for Carmine Core.
Kau nengok Anjel.
This is not done yet.
Dia berani.
Information. Martin, though,
Aduh,
a
sama.
lifeline given for Carmine Core off the
Sama,
back
Cok.
of his start. That is everything they needed, but with this man still
Imbang,
standing,
Cok, 12-12,
there
Cok.
is no safety. He could still change around. Does he read it again? The adjustment, not wanting to play from the catwalk itself, considering maybe they already thought about it, but it's his presence again. He is the one that gatekeeps this round. He needs to hold this angle. He needs to catch 1, 2. Is he ready for this? Are they ready for this? You can see Mindfreak moving closer as well. Starting to get curious.
See just how close it is. Something gives it up here.
The timing!
What?
I thought he was going to... Mindfreak not going to be able to do much more. Martin is absolutely activating here. And it's all on Forsaken.
12,
A 1v4. And Jort, this deserves OT. And Martin, the hero of the hour, the hero of Carmine Core, getting them up to 12. And of course this game was going OT.
Absolutely fitting end to this map 3 in this series overall. Martin on the brink of 30 here, digging so deep. And KC just demonstrating such a solid understanding of how PRX are playing in some of these mid-rounds. A blank slate here. Round 25, operator in hand for something. KC back on the defense now.
Dingin aku Anjel.
Absolute banger.
Man, you couldn't ask us anything better than this. OT now. Something. Ooh, careful, Martin. Forced away. That gives something the angle. And are you shouldering that? Are you serious?
Nice.
Underestimating something when given that information is a critical error.
Magnum still positioned towards Pizza, but PRX very quickly disengaged. Spike not committed just yet, so PRX looking to just find these picks. DONASI lucky to escape with his life here. Actually gets attacked onto something. Down to 80 HP. So it was going to be a stun coming through from Magnum there, but they pulled the rotation. Look at the minimap. KC stacking the chips towards B site.
This is a great adjustment. Now the knife does reveal the, you know, the horrible reality of the scenario if you're a Carmine Core fan that, well, they're not coming B anymore. But they weren't quick on the uptake. They didn't overly dive into here, but the site will be theirs regardless. Do they go for almost the pre-take or do they wait? I think they're gonna have to now. Monnier very close by here. Gonna get himself propped up on Gen. DONASI looking, maybe set something in motion here.
Send the C's through first. But actually doesn't catch it, doesn't even go over the wall.
Now that could have been big too. The paranoia is going to go through, but it's something to find Narrate. Swing on in, Divide stands and conquers Monnier, seals it. First in OT is PRX's.
Switching sides. Match point.
And a punch to the gut of KC, who fought tooth and nail to take this all the way to overtime. Something really starting to heat up now with this operator.
He's a big game player.
Undeniable value found by him.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Big timeout just came in. I just caught a glimpse of it. It's Carmine Core. We're in OT, so it kind of changes it. They're going to slow things down now. That's going to be, again, Eng right back in here. Magnum, again, this is very hard. Once you get into OT, calling becomes not impossible, but it's one of the hardest things, I feel, because it goes out of the normal realms of reality. Not playing a standard game anymore. So I think this is a good time to pump the brakes and try and check back in. Calm the nerves a little. You've still got a very young team here.
Exactly, yeah. Like we said, we talk about, obviously, KC's opportunity here to really claim one of the international titans of Valorant and a victory over them.
Yes.
Again, uncharted territory for this roster. Shin, the only real legacy really remaining from Carmine Core. Everybody else, newcomers, other than Magnum, to the international stage. Lots to consider here. Extremely tense as we enter round 26 here. PRX drawing blood first in overtime, but back on the defense now. Same setup, or similar once again from Carmine Core. Well, actually, does the combo catch? No, it doesn't. Actually, finally, Monnier punished in this position. It's been so difficult to dislodge him from there.
Oh, he's been near on prolific at his damage. How many rounds? 2 kills, 3 kills, just impact. So a great adjustment and a really strong read. But there's bodies behind this, Mike. It's not just Monnier. They still have 2 other players, which I don't know if they're expecting that. But now, probably a lot of utility going to reveal who's present on this site.
Again, the other switch up being Forsaken over towards A site. Look at the amount of space that Mind Freak has.
Yeah, huge.
A ton of information. But Defiant and Forsaken almost committed towards a site hold here. There's no getting out for the retake.
No, you've got to stand. You've got to try and hold that ground. Martin's in, but he didn't get what he wanted. Switching out to the shorty is Defiant. Forsaken racking up bodies. They held them back. They're on the
PRX. PRX menang, Jur.
Menang.
PRX menang, guys. PRX
Menang serius.
menang, Cok. PRX, cuy.
Sabar nengok replay. Sabar nengok replay.
Alhamdulillah, guys. PRX.
Heartbreak for KC. Some real positives to take away from here.
Congrats, PRX. Seru-seru, Cok.
So as we've already said, an international veteran like PRX, the shining stars of EMEA.
PRX. Gila.
Gave it their all today.
Gila, something.
What a fantastic series.
Thank you, something. Thank you, something. Thank you. Forsaken, thank you all.
Said to
Thank
be
you.
very, very proud of their performance. I mean, Martin becoming absolutely electric.
Terus yang gendut itu siapa? Gemoy kali, Cok.
Narrate as well.
Si ini
Dapai gendut ya.
Si ini gendut juga, si monyet.
Bukan monyet, yang satu lagi yang putih gemuk, gendut gemoy.
Dapai. Ih, monyet. Thank you, monyet. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, something. Thank you, Dapai. Thank you, Forsaken.
I give them credit where it's due, but on the other side, of course, the victors today who somehow have been almost sparked back to life. whatever Heretics did have turned these boys back into gods, and it is terrifying. The resilience shown, the
Mana Alek tuh dia Alek. Mana Alek? Lek.
that we saw on map 3.
Alek
Right, it
belum
was just
pernah,
like
Alek belum
something
pernah.
that I feel like I hadn't seen in a while. Some of that explosive potential, seeing just Forsaken, Monyet, and seeing now Monyet joining
Monyet, thank
the
you
other
player
schools at
Indonesia.
top end of the
Forsaken
board
Monyet.
is exceptional.
Yeah,
Sama
there's-
man.
Itu siapa ganteng kali tuh?
Itu Alek.
Itu yang di ujung, yang di ujung Jing ya?
Alek. Itu Alek
Yang ganteng itu.
Iya, Alek.
Kok beda dia?
Oh, alah.
Bukan itu yang pendek bukan yang besar badannya, yang pendek ini. Oh, Forsaker.
Itu Forsaken, si Jason Susanto, yang mulet.
Orang Indo ya?
Iya, orang Indo. Namanya Jason Susanto.
Nah, kok tengok Alek badannya tuh, hah? Kayak ditabuk pingsan tuh. Nggak sih Forsaker ditabuk Alek, cengap tuh. Tengok badannya kayak gitu, gila.
Popping off towards the end of the game. Something buys it off on Gecko
Thank you,
in
thank you,
overdone.
thank you.
Jumps
He
into mid and
swung
kill.
mid. There was no protection. He just went
Aku
for it
tengok
and
replay
got
lah,
the kill.
sambil
And
nunggu
you're like,
sahur.
oh, just doing something things.
And that's the thing with this team. They are
Galak,
inexperienced.
Ih, dari 9
They will
dari
take
97 ya.
no sense. They
Iya,
will
udah
make
ketinggalan
decisions
jauh,
that
Cok.
no one can fully
Kayak
explain,
kemarin
but they
juga,
will
kemarin
win
gitu
because
juga,
they can
Cok.
seemingly
10-7,
make it work under
10-7 gila.
circumstances.
Iya
And
memang iya,
what
udah
a
dua
way.
digit
Honestly,
duluan.
if Casey was going to go out in groups, there's no better way than this. Playing against a
Mental.
great team who pulls off some ridiculous stuff in OT.
Yeah, I mean, you
Mental nggak bisa
basically
bohong
went
nih.
to the wire there against a squad that is no shame in losing to. I mean, let's not forget these are the runner-ups of the World Championship last year, for goodness sake. Only difference is, you know, they have a new
Tengok tuh
player on the
banyak yang
team.
minta
And
putus
if
sama
anything, I
Forsaken.
think that this just further confirmed for me that Monyet belongs
Orang
on this
ganteng
team.
nih, Blake.
And he,
Enggak, mainnya pun
that
jago
kid's got something
Forsaken.
special. He's got that dog in him for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enggak, dia kalau
All right, well, let's
dia
just
kalau
go ahead and
tinggi
move
lagi
down the
ganteng
floor.
kali
Now
tuh.
we got
Kayak
Kunuka standing by with
Korea.
Monyet. Let's see what
Ya
he's
kan?
gonna say with Verizon post-match.
Let's give it up for PRX one more time.
Oh, Monyet di
Congratulations on making playoffs, on making that
ini
top
dia
four.
di
Before we
interview.
begin with the interview, real quick, if it were up to you, Race, Omen, or Astra?
Can I pick all of them?
No, you
Nama
have to
asli
choose one.
Forsaken siapa? Santos. Santo.
I'll say Omen, but
Jason Susanto.
I'd say my race is picking up right now. Is the
Bapak
momentum.
Hugo Jo,
Yes, exactly.
gila.
Lo primero que
Nggak
te quiero
sia-sia on
preguntar es
WA dia.
todos los agentes que ha
Jago
jugado
rupanya.
por cómo le vemos cómo se mueve,
Santoso,
¿cuál prefería?
Jason
Parece ser que se
Susanto,
queda con los
Santoso,
controladores, pero dice que ahora mismo su race está en ascenso, así que ya lo veremos. So, in 2 days, your team
Kalau
has
Monyet
defeated
namanya
the two
Cahaya.
EMEA and sent them home. The two EMEA teams.
Kalau main Freak
What
namanya
can we
Aaron.
expect this time around from PRX in playoffs?
You'll never know what comma we're using.
Oh, ini jago bahasa Inggris semua yang Jula.
Do you see yourself lifting the trophy?
I cannot jinx it. I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
Like one by one, you know?
Le he preguntado que qué es lo que podemos esperar de PRX después de que mandaran a casa a los dos equipos de EMEA. Dicen que desde luego lo que nunca vamos a saber es qué composición van a
Bahasa
elegir
apa
y
lagi,
que
Bu?
bueno, que no
Si
quiere
breaking,
todavía
breaking.
como endemoniar, ¿no? Si van a sacar ese trofeo o no. My last question is going to be, tell us about, now that you mentioned those compositions, tell us about that
Tapi
composition.
nickname ini nggak ada apa Monyet something masalah ada nickname. Ini kayak Monyet ini dia nggak tahu dia bakal jadi pro player namanya kayak gitu dia. Kalau jadi kan ganti nama dia.
We're trying to what's comfortable for us, so we decided to change it to Astra Omen since Forsaken was playing well on race like yesterday, so we decided to do that after we came back from the venue.
And that's it? Did you just double do the double control and send it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. Le
I mean,
preguntado.
we prepped something, but it's not like very big preparation, you know?
Okay. Le he preguntado también por esa composición que han sacado en Lotus en la que deciden estar con el doble controlador, el doble duelista, pero ni centinelas ni nada de lo que solemos ver. Dicen que lo decidieron anoche, que Forsaken tuvo un buen game con Race y que, ¿por qué no? Estas son las típicas decisiones que te llevan a lo más alto. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you in 3 days during playoffs. But we're not done. Todavía nos queda una cosa por hacer. We're going now to the draw, so to see who's going to be facing off against each other in
Thank
3
you,
days.
dapat konten aku, Cok. Dapat konten.
Jing kok cadangan terus dia.
Aku tapi nggak ku record, sama aja kan, atau tadi record ya kan.
Hola a todos chicos,
Record dapat
estamos aquí
konten
para
aku.
ver quién va a jugar en los playoffs.
Jing kok cadangan
A ver
terus?
¿Cuáles son los
Enggak, dia nggak
primeros
main lagi,
equipos
Jing.
que vamos a ver dentro
Kenapa?
de unos días?
Nggak main
Victoria,
dia.
let's do this.
All right,
Ganti
so
cahaya.
this
Oh, ini dia
draw
nih.
is very simple and
Jumpa
straightforward.
siapa,
This is for
PRX?
playoffs, so you have 2 teams that are 2-0, 2 teams that are 2-1. The 2-0 teams will be higher
Jangan jumpa
seeds. They will
Sentinel,
play one
cowok.
of the
Sentinel jago,
quote-unquote
cowok.
lower seeds. It is a new stage of the tournament, so there are no rules. Any matchup is good to go, and it's a double elim, so there are no separation rules.
Namanya aja udah
I think
Sentinel
that's
ya
it.
kan.
So if you want to just kind of, you can give me one of these, and then we'll see what the first team for the first match is.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so the first team for the first match.
11-8 ini, tegang kali nih.
Sentinel.
3 lawan 3 lagi.
Sentinels, let's see.
Sentinel, jumpa
And then
siapa Sentinel nih?
well, by default, we'll do
Aduh,
this.
nggak PRX
By
pula.
default, the first team of the second match, so they don't play.
PRX cuma
each other,
Sentinel.
The first team in the
Belum
other
tentu
match is going to be Genji.
Enggak, Genji.
Sentinels
jumpa
against Genji,
Sentinel.
dos de los
Lot
equipos que se
jumpa
clasificaron
PRX.
a los playoffs los primeros.
Yeah,
Duh,
there's
jago,
2
cowok, lagi
outcomes, so
OP-nya,
let's
cowok.
see
2-0
who
terus
plays
dia, Lot.
Sentinels.
¿Quién va a jugar contra Sentinels?
Lord di mana?
Wow.
Brazil.
Sentinels contra... oh my god.
So yeah, by default, we're gonna have
PRX.
Genji,
Against
PRX.
PRX, yes. Duelo de APAC, el Pacífico.
Semifinal,
Primero contra
cowok.
segundo. Bueno, estos son los equipos, chicos. Nos vemos dentro de 2 días en los playoffs. Muchas gracias a todos por venir. Un abrazo muy fuerte y nos vemos.
Thank you. Thank you, PRX. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, guys. And
That was never
It was
not
bound
gonna
to
happen.
happen,
There was
man.
no world where
Like-
Sentinels and Lab didn't play each other first.
Dua
I
zona
mean,
juga.
and so, like,
Iya.
I was saying, I was like, you know, I'd be
Base.
fine if it was like, you know, yeah, a little America's fight, a
Yeah.
Pacific fight, America's fight, Pacific fight. No, instead we're just gonna
It's just 2 finals.
Let's run it back. Let's run it back.
let's run it back. Let's
Yeah.
run our regional finals back. Oh my word! Firstly, Mike, good to have you here, pal. That was insane. From a
Yeah.
color commentator perspective, just so that we can give the viewers at home just a little bit of context. How fun is it to
I mean,
commentate those games?
I